So Peter, we have one question in the Q&A that I think you're best suited to answer. It's why was DFM data chosen to support these ISO standards?
It's actually the way the standards work. Somebody has to come up with the standards, right? That's usually, you say, well, who came up with it? It's basically there has to be a problem out there, and an organization identifies the problem. They look at it and they say, well, this is not working as well as it could do, and I think I have a solution for it. But to do that, to implement my solution, I'm going to need cooperation across a large number of organizations, and that's where standards come in. So it's really DFM Data Corp that came to ECCMA and said, look, we have this challenge. We have the challenge of how we could improve these marketplaces, but we need to have a common identifier. So the actual TUID, it was DFM Data Services that came up with the transport unit identifier. So this is what we need. All that ECCMA really added to that process is, well, we could create that TUID using international standards. So rather than the TUID simply being a number that DFMDC created, this is a number that's being created using international standards.
Right.
And because you can do it that way, it means many organizations can create TUID. So DFMDC Services needs the TUID to do what they need to do in the exchanges, but anybody could create a TUID as well. So it's not really the way these standards were created is we have the standards. The FCM data was looking at how do we solve a specific problem, and by connecting us two together, it looked like the standards may be able to do what you want to do. And we find that a lot. We work with a lot of different organizations. We work on the supply chain most specifically. We have a new group that focuses on supply chain interoperability and integration. So our job is to, from an international community, is to come together and see how we can leverage these standards to improve the supply chain. I hope that answers the question. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah, it does.
I believe so.
So